Okay, so I'm in my house, right? It's a bungalow. Yeah, that's me. And I'm sleeping, okay? In the corner is my nephew Johnny. He's just 5 years old, but he has the most criminal mind you'll ever see. He loves fire, and fire fascinates him. And fire just might love him too. You see, today should have been the last day of his mischievous life. But miraculously, it wasn't. So, I'm in the middle of my sleep and my phone rings. As soon as I struggle to sit up on my bed, it stops ringing. And I smell gas. Now, gas in the air was more dangerous than whatever the phone call could have been about. Answering the phone call where gas was wouldn't have been the smartest move still. Something is wrong, I think to myself. I glance at the clock on my dresser and it shows it's just 11 p.m. I stand up and start walking to the kitchen slowly, and the smell becomes stronger. But first, I check up on Johnny at the far corner end of the room. He's not in his bed. Uh-oh. I start hurrying to the kitchen and I already begin to hear clicking sounds. As I fling the door open, I see him playing with the lighter again. See, no matter where I hide it, he always finds it. I guess I must have startled him with barging in, but as I scream at him to stop, it lights. In an instant, the house is ablaze. I was sent flying back by the force of the explosion. I struggle to my feet, but the smoke is choking and the heat is intense and the situation becomes desperate and the air becomes dense. All I could think of was poor Johnny. I remove my pajama shirts and I begin to fight the fire, and I try to find my way into the kitchen to get him out. There are literal walls of flame everywhere and I fear I won't be able to get through. Then, very strangely, I see Johnny standing in the kitchen with a man standing beside him, his hands on Johnny's back. Now, I had read of a story where this had happened to Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego, and so I immediately recognized this person to be the father. In these few seconds I experienced peace. That kind of peace that's impossible to describe because my world was being swallowed by fire, but just seeing him there reminded me of the deep care and concern he has for us. I was burning, but he was there. My house was on fire, but there was peace. There was destruction everywhere. But he was there, and all my worries melted off, with some other parts of me. I developed third-degree burns, but my fear was what melted away. Still in those few seconds, these words ring in my head. Do not be afraid, fear not, for I, the Lord, am with you. Then, courage comes from nowhere and I rush in for Johnny and bolt out the back door. I quickly rush in for the man too, but he was gone. Our neighbors help us call the firefighters and they arrive on time, and the flames were quenched. What I saw that day was no fire, mirage or illusion, note that. I saw two people there, I'm very much aware of it. As for Johnny, he had no burns at all, not even a strand of his hair, and he was in a hotter place than where I stood. It is also very important to ring safety into everyone's ears because I later discovered that the cook thought she had turned off the gas when she really just lowered it. And she leaves late, so it wasn't really on for a long time. If not, we would have wasted a lot of gas. Now the back door was metal, and I pushed it open without peeling my hand off. I should have felt excruciating pain being burned while opening a door made out of metal that absorbs heat. But I don't recall feeling any such pain. Adrenaline? Maybe not. Fortunately, the fire didn't really destroy the rooms as much as it did the kitchen because I was sure that my phone rang. But when I checked, no number was shown to have called. It was an epiphany. A big, fat mystery. Now, Johnny is 7, and I made sure I killed the dangerous part of his love for fire. So be encouraged. God protects his people. He loves you. Be still and know that he is God. With him, nothing is impossible. Do not be afraid.